Hello Flosstube, welcome back. My name is Dawn, this is my channel Frosty XStitch. Welcome to everybody who's watching me on a regular basis, welcome to everybody who's just checking in, saying hello. I would be really happy if you would subscribe to my channel, if you would give me a like, if you would comment, if you would ask questions. I'm happy to answer questions. Or if you're just here to pass your time. Everybody's welcome. I'm trying a new setup. I've got a new laptop. I hope that the microphone is good enough. I know that I sound very quiet when I try to film. If it's a problem, please let me know and I will use a different setup next time. Unfortunately, with this new camera, which is on my laptop, I can't do anything about the reflections in my glasses. If I take my glasses off, I can't see what I'm showing you. So it's just too far away and not near enough. Other people with glasses probably have the same problem. Anyway, if there's any problems, let me know. It might be a bit dark today, but that's because I'm filming pretty late and the sun is behind clouds. So there's no natural light coming in. There is an artificial light here, but it's not meant for filming. Just give me feedback, please. Would be very, very helpful. Okay, I'm going to start. This is my Flosstube number 44. The date is, I don't know, it's not showing me, so it doesn't really matter. 26th of August. I've written it down. I have notes. I would like to start just by doing the giveaway first, just to get it out of the way. It was, you could win either the pillow or the Panna kit. And you can only win one. I did a drawing. It was a bit difficult because I had 5 people who were interested. I had more people who commented and wanted to recommend Flosstubers to me. So, but they didn't want to take part in the drawing, so I did that all offline. And the winner is here. So, congratulations, and I hope you are happy that you won. And please contact me. You can contact me on Instagram. The Instagram is the same name as my Flosstube channel, Frosty XStitch. Or I will link my email below in the drop-down box. You can send me an email and let me know which of these two you would prefer, the pillow or the Panna kit. And as I said, I live in Switzerland. In my opinion, the country with the best chocolate, even though I don't eat that much. If you would like some chocolate, please let me know if you would prefer milk chocolate, dark chocolate, or white chocolate, or one of each. It's really cheap and it's really good. So just let me know. And let me know soon, because I've just heard that the prices for letters and parcels is going up at the end of the year, which is, yay, going to be more expensive. So anyway, thank you for taking part and congratulations. So with the winner, of course, I got quite a few people who told me about Flosstubers that they watch. And I would like to take this chance to just actually talk about these Flosstubers quickly. I'm not going to go in depth because I think with the exception of one person, I've already had subscribed before this to these people. So they're not new to me, but they might be new to you. They're all in the under 1,000 subs club. I would like to mention that this under 1,000 subs club was the brainchild of Kerry from Kerry and Stitches, Sarah King, and Link is my homeboy. Sorry, that sounds, sorry, green concrete wall. You might know her. Please go and subscribe, because Kerry has lost. She basically graduated, got 1,000 subscribers and has lost them again. I don't know how that happens. I really don't. And I think it's just a bit disgraceful for those who have suddenly decided to unsubscribe. But that's life. That's YouTube. That's whatever. So please check out those 3, because I think what they've put in place here is something that's good. To shout out people who haven't got 1,000 subscribers. I won't go into why, because everybody has already said so. I think everybody who does Flosstubes knows that 1,000 subscribers is just a milestone you have to reach. Otherwise, you don't get features that other people have. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to mention these people. I have 5 of them. I think some of them are in Australia. So people who would like to have Flosstubers in Australia, you might want to. I didn't write it down. I think the 2 last ones I know. So, like I said, Carrie Stitches, Sarah King, Link is my homeboy. Then Wayward Stitcher. Like I said, I made notes. I have them somewhere. Unfortunately, I wanted to film now, so I couldn't go and search for those. Is it Channel or Canal Town Stitcher? She actually, didn't she do, I think she already has done some Stitch with Me's, which were interesting. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, it was interesting, and listening to, somebody talk about their life, even though you're only just getting to know this person, it was interesting. It was good. And I could stitch while listening. So Tina Stitches, I really enjoyed her. And Deb Wilson Stitches, definitely in Australia, I know that. And Pennington Terrace, congratulations again for winning. She's also in Australia, and she's also stitching the same HAED as I am, the tea and books, which you'll see in a minute. So I'll link those all below, and I'll put the link to their Flosstubes, so you only have to press the link and it'll take you to them. You don't have to search for them or anything, okay? Just please go and see if you would like to see more of these people or what they stitch. Some of them only show stitching, some only show a little bit of stitching and talk a lot like me. Whatever you like, if you like just one of these people and subscribe to them, that'll be a big help. So just try it. You might not like everybody, but then you don't subscribe. If you do, please subscribe, it helps. Yeah, Amanda, Alba Stitcher, she asked me if I would maybe do a bit of a tutorial on full coverage, on, how do I go about finding a full coverage that suits me as a beginner for full coverage stitching. What are the acronyms that are used, like QS for HAEDs, quick stitch. What to look out for as a beginner. Should I immediately go for 40 count? Should I do something else? What else do I have to do? And I think could be interesting for other people. I know that some stitchers have talked about stuff like this, but of course those are usually stitchers who do lots of full coverage, and if you've never done full coverage before, you probably haven't watched those Flosstubes. So I might be doing a series on that. I've already done lots of notes, so I might, but I don't quite know yet when or how. But just drop me a note if you'd be interested, and I'll definitely get onto that. I also would like to just say, Amanda, I'm thinking of you and your family, and I hope that watching a Flosstube might cheer you up a bit. Sarah, Stitchin Mommy, she's got her 40th birthday in September, and until now I usually could sort of join in on her birthday sale and make it my birthday sale. This year it might be a bit more difficult because she's turning 40. She's going to have 40 new starts. I don't have the same patterns as she has, the old full coverage, but I might join in with the HAED piece that I'll show you now because it's the same designer as one of the pieces that she's starting. But it's just something to look out for. And then let's get to my stitching. Okay, so I told you that I have this HAED called Tea and Books, and it looks like this. So this is what it looks like up until now. As you can see, I've started in the middle. Now that is something that most full coverage people do not do, and there's a reason behind that. It's a full coverage, but I'm most definitely not going to stitch the background, and using pattern keyboard, that's actually a possibility to do. I know that somebody now has actually asked for this piece to be with no background, so I could have bought it with no background, but I bought it immediately and I couldn't wait. So that's why I'm starting on a teacup and the two butterflies, and then I'm moving down to the books. Usually with full coverage, you start in a corner, top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left, start like that, and do blocks of color and move along and diagonal and whatever. There's loads and loads of different choices. My choice here for this one is middle because I'm leaving out the background. Anyway, I guess this, yeah, it might, I guess you can sort of see that it's a teacup and there's two butterflies there, but the rest is not quite clear. Well, the yellow, of course, is the label, but you will see Sarah Stitchin Mommy is stitching this as a regular size, and you'll see more details in hers. I think Pennington Terrace is also stitching the regular size. Is she doing the mini? No, I think it's the regular size. And so you will see that there's differences, but I don't need the real detail. I just need it to be done because this is what I want to hang up. This is what I want to finish. Okay, so, okay, that was my HAED. I do have a few full coverages for people who haven't been following me for a long time. I have a few full coverages, and at the moment this is the one that I'm really enjoying because I started it using Pattern Keeper, and Pattern Keeper is a game changer. Oh my god. And there's bright colors and I'm just enjoying it. So I actually am a very slow stitcher, so I get maybe 50 to 100 stitches in, and I don't stitch every day on it, so slow going, very slow going. I know I'm a slow stitcher, okay, so just... last time I talked about my neighbor upstairs who had died, and I didn't quite know how to deal with grief, or grief for a person who's not... I talked about this in my last video. Calico was the first one who basically just mentioned, hey, why don't you stitch something for her? Something that reminds you of this person, or reminds you of your time together, or just something in remembrance for this. I saw a really lovely pattern with forget-me-nots on it. I love forget-me-nots. I guess because my grandma did, but it didn't seem right. It wasn't right for her and me. So I found this Stone Street Stitchworks. I think it's called Coming Home or something. It actually had arriving home. It had a name that worked. The colors, I've changed them so that the house represents the house that we're in. It's not quite, well, our blinds on this side, the shutters, blinds, the ones coming down, are brown. Down in this brown. Our door is not quite as dark as that, and our house is 4 stories high, so it's not quite the same. But I chose it to sort of represent our house, and then I chose these that are in the winter scene. I think should be snowflakes or something, and I made them green because she loves plants. She used to go to the communal garden and work there. She always had cherry tomatoes on the windowsill here. She has a whole garden on the balcony, so it just made sense. And I know that probably people can stitch this in one evening, one night. I can't. It took me weeks. But every time I picked it up, and I didn't stitch a lot, I would just maybe stitch a little bit here. It would just give me time to think about this woman and that she's left, she's gone. But knowing what I know now all about how she left this earth, and it was right, it was okay. It was okay for her. It was okay for me. It's still difficult to remember that she's gone, but I've got this. I don't know if I finish it, or fully finish it, or if I just put it somewhere and put it in a journal just to remind me. Very pale, I've put her name and just the year, so that there's something there, and stitching on it helped me. So, and Calico was the first one who just mentioned it in a comment, and after that other stitchers said, hey, stitch something, you know, to basically just deal with this, use some stitching. I don't know why I didn't think of it, because I stitch every day, or most days. I blanked on it. But as stitchers, lots of stitchers say that when somebody dies, they can't pick up the stitching because it reminds them of whoever. That's usually when a family member dies. But lots of you commented and said, stitch something that reminds you of her, or stitch something that reminds you of you both of you, or whatever. And that really helped. And I know that I should have come to the same conclusion, but I just didn't. I blanked on it. So thank you for everybody who mentioned it. It really helped me. And thank you to Stone Street Stitchworks for giving out freebies, because sometimes freebies are just the ones that you need. And yeah, it was really good, and it really helped. So thank you to everybody. Then I showed you a finish that I had that sort of belonged into this set. I think it was this one that I had just finished, the Scissors and Spools. As you can see, it now looks a bit different, as do the others from the same series. That's sort of how I'm going to, because when I started them, these are all antique teas and cups and spoons, antique locks and keys, antique scissors and spools. And of course, I just started stitching them on cream Ada, and that's not what I wanted to do. Didn't realize when I started stitching, forgot about it, and then realized it's antique. So what I did was I laid them out in the kitchen, and then when I made myself a cup of tea, yes, tea drinker in the morning, I just used my tea bag and went all over it. And I'm going to go around to my mum's. Yes, I have to go to my mum's because I don't own an iron. Okay. And I'll iron them, and then I'll fully finish them. But when that'll be COVID, sorry about that. You understand me. You all understand me. I'm pretty sure you do. Okay, but I'm making progress. Okay, I already started. That's a start for me. That's a lot, because usually I just get a frame and there you go. And so I was looking for a new whip to sort of work on while I watch TV, because I can't stitch on my HAED while I do that. No, lighting's not good enough and whatever, and other things. And I just didn't want to go through my whole bag of whips. I need to do that, but I just didn't want to do it. Just no. So I got out this, and I think I talked about this. Coffee First. Yes. Oh, I love this needle minder. It's from Lisa Loves Stitching. She's got an Etsy shop. Go and check it out. I love this needle minder. It's perfect. And especially it covers up the Coffee First, because I want to do this as a present for my mom. And of course, she's a tea first person. And yes, Misty Purcell from Luminous Fiber Arts, she has charted the tea first. And I've got that in here. I've got it in my project bag. so that I can do tea first, because my mom's a tea drinker, so she'll have tea first and then a worm. So this is a recent start, therefore not so much to show yet, but there's a start there. Anyway, so that's about it. I just wanted to say that you're probably wondering why there's a sort of section missing in my floss tubes since I've come back. Well, not in the first one, I don't think, but since then, I've not been talking about haul. That's stash acquisitions, stitchy kindness. There's a reason behind that. For one, stitchy kindness, I got a lot of stitchy kindness during the time when I was not active on Flosstube. But there's not been a haul since then, and since then there's not been stitchy kindness. There's been kindness, a letter, a card, there's been stuff coming in, but there's no haul. And oh no, sorry, I said there's a new setup and a screensaver came on. Of course I should know that. Yeah, anyway, I was talking about no haul. I did buy so much stuff during the pandemic, during the lockdown, during not being able to go out, staying at home, being alone every day, being just life. And I bought a lot. Maybe not as much as other people, but for me it was a lot. I spent a lot of money that I need for taxes, that I need for other stuff, and somehow I stopped before I came back online. I just stopped. Now I only buy what I really, really want or really, really need. One of the things I need is DMC. I know there's going to be a DMC from my Floss Fairy sometime coming in. But otherwise I haven't ordered anything. I haven't ordered patterns, or just because at the moment I have so much that it's beyond life expectancy already, way over. I've also got stuff ready to start stitching and I'm not doing it. So I'm just not buying. But this expo, this coming weekend, it's going to be expo, and I've already seen one or two things that I know one of them I'm going to buy, and that's from Misty Purcell. I know that because it's a series, and this is the next one. I don't think she showed it yet officially on her channel, but I've seen it as a preview. So I'm going to buy that because it's a series and I've stitched the first two. But the others, I don't know. I'm waiting and seeing, and then it's going to be, do I really need it or not? But what I have done is I bought a whole stack of HAEDs in 2016, and I bought the paper copies because, well, my printer is black and white, and my printer can't deal with all those charts that I bought. I got them as paper copies, and now, of course, having Pattern Keeper, paper copies, So I waited for a HAED sale because most of mine are minis. So it's cheaper to wait for a sale and buy the PDF then, instead of, otherwise I only had to do that with one chart. One chart is out of print. They don't have it anymore. So I had to ask if I could please have the PDF for this chart that I've bought. I only had to do that with one. All the others are still on the site, and I could basically go and buy them during the sale. So from all those that I bought in 2016, I think half of them I really wanted, so I bought them. And that was the only haul that I've had. So they're in my Pattern Keeper. I don't think I need to show you because I can show you if and when I start them. And that's why you haven't seen haul on this channel at the moment. But I can also tell you that will change. I know myself. I know myself. I mean, I've been buying books. I actually listen mostly to audiobooks, but I've been buying books. I've been buying all sorts of stuff. So it's not as if I'm not buying or not spending money. I am, just not for cross stitch. Because I've got a lot of cross stitch. But it will change. It will change. And whoever knows me knows I will get whole. It will come back. Anyway, so I'm just blabbering now and actually haven't got anything to say. Our summer is over. I won't go into that because I know that lots of people in Switzerland are extremely disappointed. I think I'm one of the only people who would really enjoyed this summer because it was cold and rain. We was just spared the heat wave, and I'm so glad because I would have died in this heat wave. It didn't. We had the opposite of the heat wave. For once in, I don't know, 20 years, the weather is finally doing what it should in my eyes. So I'm blabbering, I know. I'm going to stop here. I just wanted to say that a shout out to my Flosstube friends, the ones who watch me on a regular basis, the people who read my comments and answer my comments, and just know that if I watch you and I just have nothing to say, I just enjoyed watching you. I really just enjoyed watching you and listening to you, and I don't want to comment on anything because you gave me all the answers, you showed me all the pictures, you showed me all the stitching. I have nothing to comment on. Yes, I can say things like lovely stitching, which is a bit, yeah, so I might just put a few emojis on there to show you that I really enjoyed your Flosstube. Thank you for making it. So know that if you get some emojis from me, you'll also get a like from me. I always put a like, even if I only watch half. That's happened before, that I only watch half because I have to go out the door or whatever. I'll put a like on there because likes bring up the writing. So just know if I only leave an emoji or two, I enjoyed your Flosstube. I just wanted to say hello. And you can do the same with me. I would just like to know who's watched, who hasn't watched. You know, well, who hasn't watched, I don't know. But if you just passed by, you watched my Flosstube, you enjoyed it, leave an emoji, whatever you want. Just an emoji. That'll be fine. Put a like. And please subscribe. And hit the bell button. You can also just put the bell so that you get some notifications and not all of them. You're still subscribed. It'll help. It'll help me. It'll help others to find me. And yeah, so thank you to everybody who's watched, to everybody who's stayed until now, listening to me rambling about whatever. Congratulations to the winner. And I hope that my shout outs reach at least 1 or 2 people out there who will subscribe to new Flosstubers, new to them Flosstubers. So have a lovely day, wherever you are, evening, night, morning, midday. I'm sorry, time zones. So happy stitching, everybody. Enjoy. Bye.